Hi, this is Cameron back again. This time I'm making a video in response to Vinyl Richie's request and a few others to show off some of the garage band, 60s garage band and freakbeat albums that I have in my collection. So back in the mid 80s and into the late 80s, I really got heavily into the different garage band music and accumulated quite a collection. And then unfortunately a few years ago when I was culling my collection a bit, I thought I hadn't been listening to them for quite a while. I actually got rid of all my Pebbles, so my 28 Pebbles volumes, but as well as a few that start with the letter A, Attack of the Jersey Teens and Acid Visions. But the good news is that I didn't touch the ones in the rest of my alphabet, so my alphabetically organized collections. So here I'm going to show some of the compilations and individual albums of garage band and freakbeat bands from England that start with the letter B. So to get started, I have the Back from the Grave collection, Rockin' 60s Punkers. This is volume 1. So volume 1 features Elite, Jujus, Alarm Clocks, Fabs, Malibus, Bel Airs, Legends, Rats, One Way Streets, Larry and the Blue Notes, Swamp Rats, and Chords. So on Crypt Records, so I'll show the label for Crypt Records, and it has a liner notes, so very detailed liner notes. And what I can say about Crypt Records albums is that there's no psych, it's all just straight garage punk from the 60s and from mid-America, pretty much. Okay, so that's volume 1. Volume 2 features the lyrics, Canadian Rogues, Unrelated Segments, Outsiders, Roy Jr., Mods, Hatfields, Reasons Why, Banshees, Mystics, Brigands, Children of Darkness, Triumphs, Ralph Nielsen and the Chancellors, Manovas. Same label, so I won't bother showing that. Volume 3, it's called Primitive Teenage Rocking, 100% Psychotic Reactions, Mid-60s Garage Punkers, 16 Crazed, Frantic Mid-60s Garage Punkers. This features the Chantels, Little Willie and the Adolescents, Ken in the Fourth Dimension, Me and Them Guys, Interns, Intruders 5, Monocles, Little Boy Blues, Jerry and the Others, Fugitives, Ron Chans, William and the Wild One, Murphy and the Mob, Mods, Sir Winston and the Commons, Royal Flares, and the Montels. Then Back from the Grave 4 says again 100% Psychotic Reaction, 16 Crazed, Wild and Frantic Mid-60s Garage Punk Screamers. This featured the Tamrons, Cyclones, Fabs, Redbeard and the Pirates, Hallmarks, Sonics, I don't know if it's the same Sonics, probably, Rocky and the Riddlers, Tonto and Renegades, Bottomless Pit, Aztecs, Nomads, Bunker Hill, Sloths, Wild, Vectors, Huns, and Larry and the Blue Notes, who I've heard of a little bit more. Next up is Back from the Grave 5, Wild Primitive Teenage Rocking. It says the same things. Great covers, lots of cartoony covers. Features the Humans, Warlords, Vestels, Illusions, Jaguars, Few, Tikis, Kegs, Jesters of Newport, Henchmen, Tigermen, Aztecs again, Hatfields, Nobles, Sentries, and the Rising Tides. Volume 6 of Back from the Grave features Shames, Long John and the Silvermen, Kegs, Beaujean, Shames, Savoys, Ascots, Barracudas, Golden Catalinas, Billy and the Kids, Chandels, Abandoned, Tratones, Brids, Werps, Trojans of Evil with EVOL. So these all came out around 1984-85, these compilations. I was lucky enough to get them probably about 1986-87. Okay, Back from the Grave Volume 7 is a double one. Raw Blasting Mid-60s Punk, it's called. So the Syndicates, Tombstones, Moguls, Puddinheads, Jim Whalen and the Bowhavens, Warlocks with WORLOCKS, Hush Puppies, Bugs, Gentry's Syndicate, Benz, Hush Puppies, Cliques, Heathens, Beep Beep and the Roadrunners, Snails, Half Pint and the Fifths, Mustangs, Time, Noblemen, Invasion, Travel Agency. I wonder if that's the same travel agency that I love. I doubt it. Rendezvous, It's Us, Moguls, Spiders, Griffs, Retreads, Mike's Messengers, Mystic Five, Cavaliers, Hides, and Ty Wagner. Okay, next up is Back from the Grave Special Edition of the Tempos, Raw 66 Garage Punk. So this is dedicated to a specific band called the Tempos, and I'm just looking where they're from. Well, it says that they won different garage band things in Alabama, so I assume that's where they're from, is Alabama. And you get 16 different songs by them. The cover, back cover, lots of photos of the Tempos. Now, one of my favorite labels of the 80s is out of Paris. It's called Eva Records or Ava Records, and it features mostly 60s garage psych from US, a little bit I think from England as well, but it's mostly US. The Bad Seeds featured on its Beck Story Volume 1 on Eva Records. So they're I think Bad Seeds are out of Texas. Yeah, Texas. Okay, one of my originals. I don't have a lot of originals of GarageBand, but the Barbarians. Are You a Boy or Are You a Girl? What the New Breed Say. With Molty with his hook, the drummer. And they are on Lorry Records. You know what? I forgot to show the cover or the label for Eva. So I'll just backtrack for a second and show that as well. So distinct label on all their albums, Eva, and the other one's Lorry. In the case of Barbarians. Another good label that came out in the 80s, out of Texas, the Psychedelic Records. In this case, it's called Battle of the Bands Live, featuring the Stingrays and the Outcasts. And the label is pretty simple. I've got a few other psychedelic label records. Here's Volume 2 with the Apollos, Live 1966. And Battle of the Bands Round 3, The Outcast Live, Outstanding Room Only. Here's another interesting one featuring 1960s Minneapolis bands. It's called Best of Metro Beat. Features Joker's Wild, Tishans, Cornerstones, South 40, Underbeats, Titans, Cornerstones, Midwest, and the Trashmen. We're doing surf out of Minneapolis. And it's on Sundays Records, great label we all know. This is before they were doing more reissues. Here they actually did a compilation. Okay, an EVA record that's unusual. It's a French artist called Ronnie Bird en public, but it's on EVA records, so I thought I'd show it. It's part of my EVA collection. I'll show lots more in future videos. Okay, a reissue of the Blue Things from, I believe, from Texas as well. Straight up issue on RCA Victor. Okay, next up a famous series, the Boulders series. Boulders Volume 1, featuring the Jolly Green Giants, Beaten Path, Childs, Hysterics, Avengers, Fifth Order, Smoking Rings, New Wings, Sir Royal DeCount, Parliaments, Centuries, Colony, Caravels, Chocolate Mousse, Chains, Rumors, Shag, and 49th Parallel from Canada. Blank back cover. This is on, I believe, Voxy. No, Max Records. Which I think is just an offshoot of Voxy. Voxy was known as doing sort of not using master recordings, but just taking straight off the 45s, and sometimes the copies weren't as clean as you'd like, but hey, at least you got the music, which is what we were all looking for in the 80s. Since these were so rare, I guess they're even rarer now. Okay, Max Records presents Boulders number 2, Rock of All. Original 60s garage bands featuring Teddy and His Patches, Something Wild, Gentlemen, 006, Other Sides, Premiers, Rain, Rationals, SRC, so not really a garage band, but maybe the early stuff is. Boogaloo, Rebounds, Country Classics, Chocolate Mousse, Canadian Squires, Odds and Ends, Sammy Phillip, and the Magic Mushrooms. I think that Boulders were mostly garage, but have a little bit of some psych leanings in some of the bands. Unlike Back from the Grave, which is just straight garage. Boulders number 4, so I'm missing number 3. And this features the Brimers, the Caretakers, the Beaten Path, the Bad Boys, the Band, Ambertones, Banshees, Beaver Patrol, ESP song, famous, Beer, Question of Temperature by Balloon Farm, Big Town Boys, Al's Untouchables, with a couple of songs. This is on 61 Records. And it's the same series. Okay, Volume 5, which features Cast of Thousands, Caretakers, Cobras, Claytons, Brand X, Cherry Slush, Cellar Dwellers, Chocolate Balloon Company, Basement, Denny, Belline and Rich Kids, Dan Curry and his Mentors of Soul, Children, and the Collectors. I don't know if that's the Canadian band. Probably there's tons of bands called the Collectors. This is actually on Moxie, so I'll show the label. famous Moxie label. That was volume 5. Volume 6 features Deepest Blue, David, Ethics, Evergreen Blues, Chapter 5, Cave Dwellers, Dearly Beloved, who are quite famous, Ebb Tides, Richie Bean, the Dinks, and Edge of Darkness. It says 13 Boss Cuts. This is also on Moxie, so I won't bother showing the label. Boulders Volume 7 features the Mops, I think from Japan, yeah. Jackasses, Country Gentlemen, Cindermen, Cleese, Chosen Few, Chex, Delvets, Dwayne and the Beldettas, Don and the Agitators, Escapades, John English III, and Butch Ingle and the Sticks, who were on that Attack of the Jersey Teens compilation I unfortunately sold. But anyways, that's life. You live and learn. You might notice I didn't show any albums starting with the letter A. That's because I purged my letter A albums. Okay, Boulders Volume 8 features Enchanted Forest, Emergency Exit, Fairviews, Five of Us, Tangents, Fever Tree, doing Hey Joe. So Them, featuring Walking in the Queen's Garden, and I Happen to Love You. Felicity, Steve France and the Veritones, Fountain of Youth, doing a couple of songs. Emphasizes on this cover that it's mono. Okay, so Volume 8, Volume 9, featuring unrelated segments, Bohannon, Jackasses, Meddy's People, Rich and the Young Lions, You'd Open Up Your Door, The Prodigal, Nocturnals, Randy and the Radiants, Our Rogues, Skunks, The Thoughts of All Night Stand, Things to Come, which is a great song, they do called Sweet Gina. Unrelated segments, Captain Groovy and his Bubblegum Army is a famous song. And as it says, not all bubblegum was wimpy. I don't have volume 10, but volume 11, the Boulders, featuring, it's a little harder to read this font, Little Boy Blues, Noah's Ark, Bobby Breland, J. Michael and Bushman, Chris Morgan and Togas, The Viceroys, Merseymen, HB and Checkmates, Mother Goose, Living End, Limey and Yanks, Love Affair, Living End, Communication Aggregation, Legend, Mystic Tide, Little Boy Blues, and the Moxies, which is the bonus track. Okay, that was volume 11. Next I get up to a little bit of freakbeat with Broken Dreams, Hopes and Glories of British Rock, 1963 to 69, volume 1. Featuring Skip Bifferty, Fire, Sin, Fleur de Lis, Attack, Nashville Teens, Al Stewart, Curiosity Shop, and Attack. I think I already said that. These are on Line Records, which is another great label that also features Mind Rocker series, which I'll show in another video. Broken Dreams Volume 2, St. Louis Union, David John and the Mood, Davy Jones and the King Bees, Blues by 5, Nashville Teens, Fairies, Birds, New Breeds, Loose Ends, Blue Stars, and Cops and Robbers. Volume 3, featuring Ghost, Elastic Band, Genesis, Pacific Drift, Creepy John Thomas, Dream Patrol, Heir Apparent, Timebox, Andromeda, Paper Bubble, and End. Volume 5, featuring Game, Toby Twirl, Nashville Teens, Timebox, Eyes of Blue, A Different Chocolate Watch Band, Cherry Smash, Toby Twirl, Accent, Crying Shame, St. Louis Union, Poets, Action, and Nice. So when they featured bigger bands like the Nice, they would feature their B-sides in this series. Volume 6, featuring Someone's Band, Savoy Brown, Sam Apple Pie, Bulldog Breed, Granny's Intentions, Spectrum, Ashcan, Denny Gerard, Alan Bone, and Savoy Brown. And then I have the Burgers, Classic 60s Sounds from Steel Town, Volume 1. This is when you start seeing specialized albums. And this has, by region, Swamp Rats, Peter's Pipers, Arundies, The Hides, Fenways, Grains of Sand, Marshmallow Steam Shovel, Fantastic DJs, Napoleonic War, Peter's Pipers, The Time Stoppers, Grain of Sand, and Marshmallow Steam Shovel. I'll show the label. It's on Burgers Records. And then finally a box set I have of punk box of Moxie, The Boulders, Greatest Rock and Roll of All. And this features, no, this isn't easy to find out. It features, so it's an EP featuring Never Alone, or no, The Five Canadians, Dirty Shames, Emperors, Air of Sound, Sparklers, White or Denims, Teddy and the Patches, Dirty or Sixpence, Them, Velvet Illusions, Hate, by Perils, Putrefied Forest, Roadrunners, Rear Exit, Pilgrimage, Excellence, Motion, Electric Company, Al Quick and the Masochists, and Layman. And there's a little poster that you get with this set that shows off all the Moxie label releases, I believe. And that's it. So if you have any comments, I'd really greatly appreciate it. I'll make some more videos in the future featuring my garage and freakbeat collection. Hope you enjoyed it. Please leave your comments at the bottom and please subscribe. Have a good day. Bye-bye.